Okay, hi everyone. So right now in this video we're going to talk about your preparation. So for your shirt, you need to make sure that you have purchased your fabric first and foremost, that it's 100% cotton. Please don't use plaid fabric because it will be hard to see, and make sure you get a thread color that is contrasting to your fabric. So for example, if you use like a light color, then maybe you would consider using black so that I can very easily see your thread when you're showing me the pictures of your final project. Or if you're using black fabric, then maybe use white thread. Just make sure the thread is not matching the fabric this time. Second of all, you need to pre-shrink, pre-wash your fabrics. So again, you want to make sure you're washing them to pre-shrink the fabric and to also test for any dye issues. You want to make sure that the dye is not going to run. Then, after you have done that, you need to do your usual ripping test to find the true grain, and then match these up here, as you can see. Then, after that, you're going to want to iron out your fabric, make it nice and smooth. Mine got a little wrinkly again. And then you're ready to place your pattern pieces. So I hope that you were able to grab your tools from home, from school. If not, any ruler will do. The grid rulers are the best, and you need to make sure that your grain lines are matching with the grain of the fabric. And so for this piece, as we noted before, this is the only piece that goes on the fold, and so the fold line is the grain line. For the rest of these free-flowing pieces, you will use a ruler to align with either this edge or the selvage edge and make sure that it is matching. So I can see here that this line here on the ruler is parallel with the line here on the grain of my piece, and you want to do it from both sides just to make sure. Actually, I'll take that out. So same thing again. I can see that this is parallel with this. You need to do that for all your pieces. For your assignment, you will need to show me first through photographs that you have placed all of your pattern pieces and that I can clearly see that the grain is matching either with this fold line or the selvage edge. Since we don't have cork tables or those iron weights available, you will need to use your pins and directly pin your pattern pieces to your fabric. Make sure that you possibly start on one end and then go to the other, or maybe you throw in one in each corner to kind of get it, make sure that the grain stays in place. And it's just a matter of putting the pin in, and each time I put a pin in, I always just kind of stretch the pattern piece, stretch the fabric, because you don't want to end up pinching the fabric as you're pinning. So just be mindful of that. Make sure you are marking your notches also. All your notches need to be marked. I am currently working with fabric scraps, so that is why you do not see all of my pieces laid out at once. But according to your instructions, you will have needed to purchase enough fabric for your whole shirt in the same fabric, and you will need to lay out all your pieces at once. And yes, so add your notches. So on this side front piece there is, of course, these two notches here, because this is where we do that stay stitching and where we pull the string a little to kind of cap that area and make it fit with the other piece. Other than that, you know, please make sure that you're cutting slowly and as carefully as possible. And make sure this time that you're doing it with your right sides together. So as you can see, this is actually the true right side outside of my fabric. It's fuzzy and soft. You might have a print. So I want you to try folding it so that the wrong sides are on the outsides. That way, if you need to do any marking, the marking is not on the final front right side of your fabric. So that is how you get prepared. And with further ado, I will move on to the next video here.